are grow up. They grow up in a really emotional state, ready to cuss out everybody because they don't have a dad. They're raised by women. Um, your politician in Chicago, all our politicians are gay men, black women, and pastors who depend on gay men and black women for their tithes, right?
Mm.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
We're in the
so
pickle, man. We're in the pickle.
yeah, so it's a weird dichotomy, and being a heterosexual man that can read above a sixth grade level, you're acting white. You're the white people or black people. I've had girls dump me because they found out I didn't have a parole officer. They're like, you ain't never did a murder. You ain't on parole. I wasted my coochie. Really, shorty? Heard them say it in real life.
Mm.
We're in a place and space where the people you love hate you, and you blame white supremacy. You say, well, the white man turned our women against us. Did they? Or did your women turn against you and look for a way out? They say, man, the best times we had was under Jim Crow in 1950. Those 1950 married black women were the ones burning their bras so their daughters didn't have to marry their sons.
Mm.
Like they never loved you. You love them, they don't love you.
Well, I don't agree with that part, but
Yeah.
I hear you though.
It's
I,
true. My grandma was a bra burning, and she was married to my granddad for 53 years. But every chance my grandmother's an awesome woman. As a mother, I don't know who raised my dad. My dad's mother was a mother. My grandmother was awesome. My dad's mom was a mother.
yeah. Now
You,
we have a different outlook on that one, but I understand where people say this is the genesis. I think my genesis is that's part of it, but I just think that when the pill was invented, that began the downfall. And then when they made those stupid deals and from Johnson told women that I'll give you $3 without your man, as
Mm.
opposed to him having $5 working, that was the other one.
when
Kicked
women
his
got to
ass out of
choose
the
their
house.
own man, it was
No,
downhill. It wasn't even just a pill, bro. Women been trying to kill their babies. When women got to
no, but,
choose,
I mean, we don't have to
Man,
argue over
hold
that.
on,
I
wait,
no,
agree
I'm
wait.
with
just
that
saying, when
totally.
women, no, even
You
before
know,
then, I'm saying when women got to choose their own man, when she couldn't sneak off and get pregnant, and then dad put a shotgun and had a shotgun wedding or send them downstate
Yeah,
down in
yeah,
Mississippi,
yeah.
like and or arranged the marriage before she got knocked up. When women got to choose their own man, that was the genesis of everything dysfunction for all races, but black women took over the quickest. When
Yeah.
women got to choose their own man, everything went downhill. Because
Hmm.
women
you know
make
what?
horrible choices because they can't count, they don't have value anything, they don't. So
Hey,
they need
you know
adult
what?
supervision. They just toddlers in adult bodies. They need adult supervision. So without the adult supervision, look at who they choose: stepdads, weak men. Like there are no happy wife, happy life dudes. There really no black women with assertive black men. The assertive black men end up with white women. It's a lot of black men who love black women as an ideology who marry black women, but there's not a lot of dudes who be like, I want power.
Mm.
That end up with about, I want money. You okay? Cool. She'll spend your money. I want power. I want influence. I want shooters. I want my name to be something. I want my son to be named after me. And people say, "Yo, that's such and such boy." They don't
Mm.
normally have black wives.
Dang.
Hmm.
You know what, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, JVJ. What's happening, man?
What's going
What's
on, my
going
boy?
on?
What's happening, man?
He
Hey,
said, what did I step into? What's going on over?
My bad, bro. What's
man,
happening, man? How
nah,
you doing, brother? How you doing, man?
man, I'm doing good tonight, man. Y'all gentlemen doing all right?
Yeah,
What's
what's good?
Yeah.
going on, JVJ, man? Ain't
Hmm.
been a minute, brother.
Yeah, it's been a while since I ain't got to get up with y'all, man. Like to the last gentleman, like I agree with a lot of his points. I just don't
Mhm.
agree with the nexus of why he said it is. But y'all were talking about the politics for a second
Yeah.
when it comes to the parties. I've been trying to push a message to like black men and like anybody as a whole in America. They kind of got us hooked a little bit right now because like black men will be the first ones to step out and be like, "Nah, we standing against that. We gonna stand against this. We not going for the flu gazy stuff." And I know we don't get a lot of credit for that, but I want to try to advise some of my black men like, look, they both work together. Like both parties, they work together. Like Democrats ain't passing nothing without Republicans helping out, and Republicans ain't passing nothing without Democrats helping out. They don't want to give us shit regardless of who it is. Like, it don't matter. Like, I think we do need to be out there as a people saying, like, look, y'all can't get our vote unless y'all tell us what y'all gonna do for us. And in this election right now, who said they're gonna do something for us? That doesn't include anybody else, any other race of people. I haven't heard one person yet. I haven't heard Trump say something that's going to be just for black people that is actually going to benefit us. I haven't heard Kamala, the fake black lady, say I heard her out of her mouth say she not going to do nothing for black people.
You're doing shit for you. Okay, so that's one
Let's make
that's one
your shit easy
distinction.
then.
Yeah,
That's one distinction.
it is one distinction, but it's a distinction with the exact same result.
No, but I disagree with you. But I'll let you finish. I have one point that you made.
Go ahead.
One of the problems I think we have, brother, is that we keep forgetting that we're Americans, right? And when I say that, this is what I mean. There's policies that are good for us as Americans, and there's policies that's bad for us as Americans, right? It has nothing to do with our skin color, and so that's where I'm focusing on, not just the color of our skin. When I have a candidate saying that she wants to tax unrealized gains, shit, she's crazy. Because I'm an investor, I understand what it means to have, but
Right.
I understand what that means. Hell no. So that's destructive. I have a candidate saying that anything goes. So if your kid wants to have gender affirming care and they're in high school or grammar school, that the teachers can't tell the parents that they're going through a process and a procedure without you. That's one part. That's not both. That has nothing to do with us being black. That's crazy. So I'm just saying these are the things that we have to start looking at. Now, what it could do for us as black, hey man, get rid of private prisons. Because we're the chattel for that. Some shit like that. Have a different policy in terms of letting the brothers out of jail because they have an extended jail term for marijuana when somebody on the other hand is making $1 billion on it. That's the kind of shit I would like to see. Some of that stuff. So, but I hear you. But when we start saying both sides, I agree with you. They all go to the same country club at the top level. So I agree with that part. You know what I'm saying? Right. But who's in charge gets to set the tone for the rest of the country at some level, right? Even though they're all grifting us. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's one thing. And then I'm going to end it here and I'll let you go back again. But there's something fundamentally broken with black people for us to be over 90% voting for one party. We're the only demographic that does that. There's something wrong with that. There's just something wrong with that. That's what I want to see broken. That's crazy. Nobody else does it. The Jews don't do it. The Hispanics don't do it. The whites don't do it. Then there's subdivisions don't do it. Why are we so grifted to one party who takes advantage of us every 4 years? They blew smoke up our ass. And then the other party, if they win, knowing they won without us, said, well, I got to do shit for you. You didn't even vote for me.
Yeah.
So we're broken on both ends. It's crazy. So I'm you know what? Go ahead, man. Let me shut the fuck up.
No, look, I get it, man.
I was listening to you though, bro.
I've heard that grievance before, and I agree with you. Like, I can understand the mindset, and I can actually, depending on how I'm feeling a certain day, I can get behind that. Yeah, you got one party that we all been voting for as black people that's blowing smoke up our ass. At least they blowing smoke up the ass. That's why they've been getting the vote. They've been lying to you for years. But the opposite is that party said, we're not doing a goddamn thing for you. That's why I don't want to mess with either one of them. And I think black people need to actually show the power of their vote by not look. First off, this is how they playing with us, y'all. We literally, before they took Biden out and put Kamala in there, we had 2 presidential candidates that had AARP cards. That's how they playing with us. They playing with us. These dudes are senior citizens way past their time. They do not understand the American public and what the young people, because that's the future of the country. I'm just saying the young people are the future of the country. So you should be trying to, if you're a father or anything like that, you want to leave a better situation for your kids. These people are still focusing on Joe Biden and Donald Trump. We're focusing on what would be good for them, what they grew up on. But now they switched it up and they brought in an ambiguous woman that pretends to be black. And they're running against Trump. So we got a felon versus a woman that locked up a lot of black people. And she lying about her race. Neither one of them are talking about doing anything for us. And I understand we say America, we need to get past that. Not about my race, not about this. America told us what it is. And they've been telling us for a long time what it is. Both parties. Your race does matter. Because there would be no reason that the wealth gap is different. They've been fucking with black people for years, decades, generations. And they can't figure out why we ain't succumbed to everything that they've done. Why they've been giving everything to other people. They'll give it to immigrants until black people get mad at them. They'll give it to they'll give it to anybody. They'll give it to Ukraine. They'll give it to the and the sad part, they still sending money to Russia while they stealing money to Ukraine. They'll give it to Israel while they still trying to get us to get mad about it. Like, we need to stop saying, look, that's your problems. Y'all focus on y'all problems until you start talking to us, because we will swing an election. We can swing it. Black people can swing an election. Elections are won and lost by very small margins. Very small margins. If all of us get together and be like, look, man, until we get a plan, this is just my view. I could be wrong. Until black people get together and say, look, this is what we want. This is what we're going to advocate together as a whole, like everybody else does, besides white people, because half of them doing something, half of them doing something else. We're not going to get a damn thing from any one of them. We voted for Republicans in the beginning because Republicans actually put policies in place for us. We were the Republican Party for the longest. We held that shit down for the longest. We got people in office way back when. But as soon as they stopped doing shit for us and Democrats actually wanted to do something from us, then we switched. We switched and started voting for these motherfuckers. But right now we're living in a time where they don't want to do a damn thing for either one of us. They just keep laughing in our face. They keep pissing on us and telling us rain. But I'm going to digress.
JVJ, you said something very unique. If we come together,
we
can't listen. Even I'm just gonna focus on the man. Young man and old man can't get together on one common cause. It's about how some people feel about it, and it's about how some people think and understand it. So that's a problem within itself. But then when you split that in half, you got women. And if me and you we're running against each other. Your policy is to allow the women to have all the freedom they need. I'm saying, no, we need discipline. We need to do this. Who you think will get the votes? You'll get most of those votes.
There's more women in the United States. So yeah, the women that side.
But it's not that. It's just like children. Children always go to the easiest path. What's the easiest path to go to? You know, at some point, America's going to cut its own head off. It's because they're not in, I've been saying this for the longest. This is probably the greatest time for us to at least come together, at least 80%, find a common cause, because things are changing in the world. Forget America. When these two wars are going on, America is fronting two wars. It used to be where the country would all participate and help support it. Now they don't need. We're not participating. They're just sending the money and the resources. All the money that we saying we can't even get, right? So that's a problem. Now, going into the future, it's telling poor black people, your sons and daughters can be alphabet. We gonna teach them in elementary school how to do it. Your son and daughter can have a pronoun as a name. Now, the men are even more excluded because women are being put in the front of these spaces to speak for us. We're not even getting in that. Outside of YouTube, you don't see it. So how are we going to fix that dynamic for the next I will just say this. Today is 2024. We have the Olympics coming in 4 years. And this is my closing statement because I do this. Listen, if you got a child 12 and over, get y'all lazy ass kids outside and put all these kids in the Olympics in LA. We should have more fucking kids in LA. Teach your child discipline, put them in something to keep them from having these crazy interactions with the law. Because until we, and I'll say we, but we have to find a way to, we can talk about the issues all day. If you're not trying to come up with solutions for your life and at least your immediate circle, I'm gonna say it like I used to when I first started getting into social service work. If you don't make the stands, you can continue to live poor in America. At some point, wherever you are as a young man or young woman, you're going to have to make a stance for yourself and follow the laws and follow the avenues that are already here and take advantage of those. Get your pride out the way, get your feelings out the way. Other than that, man, you know, we can do this for the next 4 years and still be on the bottom with another election talking about what we should or they should do. If they don't come with us, Willie Lynch syndrome. If the women and men don't come together, we're going to always lose.
Hey, Ferg, I agree with one thing you did say. Like, one thing you did say. Well, the main thing that I agree with, because there's a lot of things I did agree with. The solution is cut these fuckers off. Whether it's your kids, your cousins, your mother, your daddy, your sister, your brother, it don't matter. Cut them off. Like, black people got to get to the point of making a separation between niggas and black folks. And just stand on it. We got a problem where we don't want to hurt people's feelings. We the most forgiving people that I ever done seen in my life. Cut them off. Like, if you a detriment to us and what we're trying to do right here, like if you ran a company and one employee was a detriment to your company, you'll fire them on the spot. But for some reason in our community, we want to excuse shit. We forgive the same people that enslaved us. We forgive the same people that'll shoot you down because you had an attitude, but you weren't breaking the law. We'll forgive. I remember that one man and that judge, black female judge and a young man whose brother got killed. I walked into the wrong house. I shot him, you know. Oh, sister, we love you. Come on over here, give you a hug. Take a Bible.
Killed me. That pissed me off, man.
Well, I'm under the mindset, no, I believe you need to burn in hell. Because if I did that, and we know how America treats us as black men, black people as a whole, if we did that, there's no forgiveness. So even with our own people, cut them off. Let them go figure it out. That's going to be a man up the stream without a paddle, a man with no country, a woman with no country. That's the solution if we really want to fix it, because we have, I believe every gentleman on this panel is a smart man, intelligent man that understands we have problems and we need to solve them with solutions. But if we still have sympathy and compassion for the same people that bring us down, because no matter how good or what great things you and all of us do, the nigga on the corner selling weed is still going to bring us down, because that's how we're going to be viewed. We got to cut them off. We have to cut them off.
Appreciate it. Welcome to the show. Big Op. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's good, everybody?
What's happening, man? We're going to give you the last word, man. We're going to get up out of here. Go ahead.
So everybody cooking on here, and I think the biggest issue is we keep fighting against each other for what's best for each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like we've already had these conversations, you know what I'm saying? Social media and shit like that, internet, we hear now, but we've been having these conversations. You go back and look at Malcolm X all the way to Marcus Garvey. We've been having these conversations, and the most foulest thing about it is that we fighting against each other. That shit is fucking foul. You mean to tell me that we doing all of this and we want better, but at the same time we'll let certain shit slide? Just like my boy JVJ just said, and everything he just said. It's like we letting this slide, we letting that slide, but then you mean to fucking tell me that we'll argue about this and this and that? Black people, We let Democrats slide with the bullshit that they say and the bullshit that they fucking do. Once we got complacent, Republicans, we was with them at first. Now we with Democrats, and then you mean to fucking tell me they doing all this bullshit? But okay, Kamala Harris, she can play cosplay black. We should vote for her. We even got fucking Plies, the same dude that is on some shit talking about, he was a goon, got the pistol on his lap and all of that. And then you mean to tell me that we shouldn't say nothing to Kamala Harris? What are we talking about? Hey, just tell us what your policies is. I'm gonna vote for you, but give us something. And on some real G stuff, dog, black men, we vote more so for what's important for our families. They've been trying to separate our women and stuff like that. Just did a show last night, and this chick that was going at everybody, at least she said something real. She was like, because the white chick came up and was like, oh, they did a Pew Research study that white women will be the ones that say, oh, we need to all stick together as women. And then black women would say black first. Hold on. Even the black chick, she was causing chaos on all this. It's a revolt channel. You know what I'm saying? On revolt.
Oh,
But even she called it out. Huh?
No, go ahead.
She was like, even though she was causing chaos, didn't like it, she still called that white chick out. Was like, hold on, but come back in the days, I'd be Wells and everybody. You mean to tell me that you expect for us as black women to keep taking y'all side and that separated our black family? Now I ain't gonna sit there and act like you ain't got no black females that ain't been doing that for the longest now, at least the last 50, 60 years. But at least she said that. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll at least give her that. You know what I'm saying? I can be fair on at least that. So I could take that, at least that with a grain of salt. We need to do more of that and sticking together. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like, you know what I'm saying, that we don't need to call out the bullshit that some of our women do, especially our men do, because they make it hard on us that's trying to be better. We sitting here, we trying to have a conversation. Shout out to all y'all brothers. We trying to have these conversations. But at the same time, it's more of us that have called us out. Wrong or right. We are pandering all of that, and we doing all of that. But at the same time, the things that we need to do for each other, it's more likely going to be us. You know what I'm saying? But going back to what JVJ said earlier, dog, it can't just be we going from one plantation to the next plantation. We need to leave that all together. We need to leave that alone, and we need to go ahead and do what's best for us because they're giving to illegal immigrants. Kamala Harris is giving that to, you know what I'm saying? They doing all of this stuff in our face. She's saying she's not gonna do nothing for us. Trump ain't saying he gonna do nothing for us. You know what I'm saying? They'll call it out and say racism is not a problem in this country, but when it comes to calling out Democrats who are mostly white, then we'll call it out. So moving forward, we need to do better than that for each other. And we need to stop waiting till our pride and ego come into this crap to start saying something and start actually doing something for each other. That's my thing.
That's a good last word. Mr. Bennett, you want to say anything before we wrap this thing up?
Wow. We've had like 3 different shows tonight.
Appreciate
the commentary tonight. But I definitely think that I just wanted to address one thing Arpain was talking about as far as blocks who vote just Democratic. Jewish Americans on the whole, on average, at least 7 in 10 vote Democrat. If they're college educated, it's over 80%. But the difference, I think, is in part is, again, I think they move with more unity than us. The only ones who would stick out of that are the Orthodox ones. Those are what's considered the conservative wing. They tend to vote more Republican. But certainly there are groups of people who do move together. But again, if we're not going to have a black agenda, like the question I've been asking the whole time, especially for black men who are considering voting for Kamala Harris, I'm not hating on them, but I'm asking, well, what's the agenda? You're giving money, but what's the agenda that's going to, that we're going to hold her accountable to? And until you can come up with something like that, then you're going to get the same result that we've always been getting. But in regard to the overall conversation regarding just the policing and whatnot, I think just at the fundamental level, I think it's about respect. There's one thing I've said in the past that sometimes I get criticized on is that I always believe, and I think the Bible teaches me, from my interpretation, that respect is given, it's not earned. Trust is earned, but respect is given. And just we live in a culture and a society today where you have to earn my respect. So so basically that gets passed on. So again, how Tyreek interacted with the police. Again, I'm a $100 million athlete driving this McLaren. I don't need to respect you. Hey, just give me my ticket and just do what you got to do and let me get out of here. No respect. And I think it has to get down to fundamental where everyone gets respect at every level just for being a human being. Love thy neighbor as thy love yourself. And if that's not going to be at the foundation of who we are, we're going to have these contentious debates. We're going to have, we're going to have these interactions that don't go very well. And I don't care how much money you have, because you can move yourself into a totally new tax bracket, into a totally new community. But if you're bringing those ways that you grew up with from this inner city or wherever you grew up, that's not going to necessarily change who you are. It's just going to give you more license to be the person who you are. It's just money exposes you. It doesn't change you. So I think that Tyreek Hill experience is a lesson that just because you change your put a few more zeros on your tax bracket, the way the country looks at you, especially if you act disrespectfully, they will remind you that again you function and operate at our privilege, and so so we need to be able to recognize and understand that. But the question I still have that I'm still raising, and again I'm not looking for an answer, I'm just pondering the question. If the society is essentially telling you that regardless of who you are, what you've accomplished, or how much money you have, that you're still going to be treated differently because you're black, then again, is it fair to even call ourselves Americans? I'll still ask that question. I know that was a question that we dealt with in the 80s. And I'm still asking that question now where, unless you operate with the full rights as an American, can you really call yourself one? So that's just a rhetorical question I'm just leaving out there. Maybe we can have another discussion on that on a future broadcast. But I really appreciate the interaction tonight. I really appreciate the respect tonight, the voices that came in, and all you guys were cooking tonight. And so this is the barbershop. I know it's gotten contentious with this political season coming up. And, but I want us still to come together in love and respect one another as brothers. And I think we can do a lot more with this platform and turn the temperature down a little bit. And let's just understand that, you have a right to, your views and your opinions. Let's argue vigorously over them, but we shouldn't be dividing over it as men. We do need to stay together. So I just appreciate just the opportunity to co-host with Lost tonight. Thank you as always for what you do for this channel. Appreciate you.
My pleasure.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's my thing. If you guys want to continue to watch shows like this where it's entertaining and it's educational as well, and you get an opportunity to talk to several educated brothers like you did today, make sure you guys support the channel. Make sure you hit the Cash App, Super Chat. You know what I'm saying? This stuff ain't cheap. This stuff don't pay for itself. You know what I'm saying? We reach into our pockets and we pay for this stuff. So make sure that you guys support the channel as well. We're not asking for a whole lot, just enough to keep this thing going. Also, make sure that you share so you can help out by letting other people help out as well. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you share. As always, y'all, it's been a good night. I appreciate all the fellas for coming out. Boss Man, Coach Ferg, R Payne, JVJ. I appreciate y'all. Angry Man. And everybody else who came out tonight, including a little podcast. Man, y'all make this show do what it do, man, on Friday nights, man. I really do appreciate y'all for coming out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's truly been a pleasure talking to y'all tonight. Make sure you guys stop by. We have a show at least about every day this week. We also have Mr. Bennett coming in on Sundays. Him and Peter. It's called The Gray Area. Make sure you do that. Also, make sure that you check out R Payne on Monday. And Mr. Boomer, he has his shows on Monday as well. R-Pain, did you guys have a show that y'all want to talk about already? That y'all got planned to have the people ready to look at?
Yeah, real quick. Mine is I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit. I'm gonna do another reaction video to the balloon show reunion. There's a couple of things going on there where we could get into some really good conversations.
Gotcha.
On that one, so that one is gonna be a light one. So, but I'm gonna have the panel come up early. I don't have that many clips this time, but that reunion show is pretty interesting. There's a couple of things there. I call it the engagement, baby mama drama, and the STEM. That's the title. So that's the title. So there's a couple of things going on there.
Gotcha. Appreciate it. Mr. Benny, y'all got a show coming up too as well this Sunday.
Yes, sir. I'm not going to tell you what it is because it's like the last 2 weeks we flipped the show on a dime, and we just go with that. So right now we're supposed to be talking about family get-togethers. I mean, you got the holidays coming up, and so how different cultures break bread to one another. But again, P, he can reach out to me like, you know, and say, hey, I got this idea. So we just gonna run with it. But the whole idea of the show is we have obviously two people come from different ethnicities, different life experiences, right. And we understand that there is no such thing as true black and white. A lot of this area is nuanced, and a lot of the world we live in is a gray area. And so we try to have a very civil conversation, trying to find a common ground while respecting the differences that we have. So, certainly we invite anybody. So again, Sundays, 9:30 here on the Black Man Unfiltered Network, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And so we appreciate what you guys come on through. And, we just try to have again, respectful, decent conversations, and just let them go where they go.
Absolutely. JVJ, tell the folks how they can find you, man, and what you got going on.
Well, hey, right now, y'all, I shut down Let's Talk with JVJ, the channel, but y'all can definitely find me over on the JVJ Network, trying to build it back up, get it right. The former brother that was up here, Op from the Norm, Op 2024, he does a show every Thursday, and we cover a few things. We do a little sports show. I actually got to come around for y'all sports show. I gotta come over and mess with y'all gents when y'all do y'all's, but we cover the NFL, and we do that every Tuesday. But pretty much around 7:00 p.m. Central Time, y'all can catch us over there on the network. We probably doing something.
Absolutely. And you always can catch me on Monday nights on Humble Dash Podcast, on my podcast with simulcasting as well.
I got to give you guys. You guys come on. I got my notepad out. I mean, you guys have some very substantive conversations, especially when it talks about relationships and whatnot. I think you guys do a phenomenal job over there. So it's definitely worth, if you want a high-end intellectual conversation, it's definitely a place to be. So I really appreciate what you guys do over there.
My pleasure. And also on Tuesday nights, we flipping tables as well, too. So, we can have intellectual conversations. We can also get into some geeky stuff from time to time, too. So let y'all know that we equally as sharp on both ends. So I'm going to let you know we're not boring over here. I really do appreciate y'all coming out tonight, man, and everybody checking in. Just make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe. And every now and then, y'all get in the habit of leaving comments. Let us know what we're doing good. Let us know what we're doing wrong. Let us know what you want to hear more of, different show topics or whatever. Make sure y'all put that down in the comments. Everything helps the algorithm. We just want to make sure that we put on and give you guys the best show possible. I want to thank you guys for coming out as always. Thank you guys for coming out to the barbershop. Black Man Unfiltered. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
God bless. Take care.
It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. I hope you're all here for the ride. Come inside, cause it's going down tonight. Only here for one night, no lies. Come and saddle up a ride. Need a yeehaw, you know how here for one night and we just wanna party. In a fast car, a Ferrari. It's a push start, I don't need a car key. Slide on Broadway, and it's gnarly. On a late night, but I'm not tardy. Right on time for the parties and Barbies. Strolling with a chunk of green like a golf swing. Hey, 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 hey. Bottles on ice, mess around these skates. Hey, hey, hey. If I gotta say it twice, then I got nothing to say. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. It's going down like a rodeo. It's going down like I told you so. I hope you're all here for the ride. Come inside, cause it's going down tonight. Only here for one night, no lies. Come and saddle up a ride. Come and kiss me up, it's going down. Like a train with no brakes, I'm not slowing down. See us showing up, we're showing out. But I pack it.